Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Elise Marie Collins on the line, and she's a yoga teacher, also offering online classes, and she's also author of Super Ager. You can look younger, have more energy, a better memory, and live a long and healthy life. Marie, welcome to the show.
Hey, Adam. Great to be here.
So, Elise, I'm excited to get into your book. I took a look over it, and I've been looking at the table of contents, and I have some questions for you because I want to learn all these things you're talking about too. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So, how'd you get started in your career and in your profession?
I started teaching yoga over 20 years ago when I had a back injury on the job, and yoga was really the only thing that helped me to feel better. The place that I worked at had no workers' comp. It was a nonprofit, so I couldn't even use Western medicine, and I think that ended up being for the better because I really don't experience back pain right now, and I never had any surgery or medical interventions. So I teach yoga, and I also follow what I call a yoga lifestyle, and I found that is phenomenal for aging well, for doing the things that you love to do in life. Mm-hmm. Now I'm teaching online, and I've written 3 books, and my latest is focusing more on aging, and that came about just kind of by a fluke, but it's now become my passion and my mission, so to speak.
Wow, and I think that's a great transition getting right into the book. So, Elise, first off, what a title. Who doesn't want this, right? I want to be a super ager, first of all. So to the listeners, we're not going to have time to go through all the book, but that's intentional. We want you to go out and buy this. But let's just start right here, Elise. So chapter 1, what is a super ager and how can I become one? Let us know, please.
Well, a super ager is someone who is aging in a way that might have seemed impossible or unusual. Even in the last 120 years, the life expectancy has more than doubled since 1900 in the United States and pretty much all over the world. So we have 2 layers of that. One is that we have actually the possibility, if you were born in 1900, you didn't even know that many older adults. Now there's so many older adults that are living dramatically differently than even, 10, 20 years ago. So you have that level of inspiration. So throughout this book, I have stories of people. If you didn't have a grandparent like I did, I had a grandma that lived to be almost 96, and I was very close to her. So I saw her lifestyle, what she did. I always observed it. I didn't know I was going to end up writing books about super agers, but I think she was a kind of a super ager that really influenced me, and I take that into my heart. So I've peppered the book with stories of people who are doing phenomenal things from either age, 50s to literally 115, 116 years old. And then I also have lifestyle tips, and I specifically focus on tips and tricks and mindsets that are either almost absolutely free or very low cost. Because I think we've all heard of interventions that may be hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, or the billionaire types that are going into all kinds of different ways to extend their life course. But I wanted to really focus on things that you can do that have dramatic or very measurable outcomes for extending lifespan. It's what we call it in the longevity business, lifespan, longevity, and also your health. There's so many things that people aren't focusing on that literally cost nothing or barely anything.
So I know Chapter 11, so Super Ager Meditation. Tell us a little bit more about this, because I could probably use some more meditation in my life right now.
Yeah, right. So a super ager meditation for me involves quieting your mind, first of all. And that can be very challenging, especially right now when we're being bombarded by very stressful messages in the media. Things are changing dramatically, so the mind can get very overactive. So there's several meditations and techniques in that chapter. Visualization can be very helpful. One visualization I can give your readers right now is just to sit and imagine, maybe close your eyes for a moment, take a few deep breaths, and maybe imagine you're in your favorite place in nature, or just imagine you're at the beach or in a forest. And that will usually instantly calm your mind. Your mind will sort of get drawn back into a story, or maybe, pattern. Sometimes we start thinking of to-do lists and things like that, or we start going into fear. We just keep coming back to being in that imaginary place in nature. So that's an example. There's many meditations. I also teach online classes right now because everybody is not in the yoga studio like they used to be. So I do meditations in all my classes, and I really focus on releasing stress, because the stress response is one of the biggest factors in aging at any age. We start aging in utero. We start aging at birth. And we want to increase a more positive outcome. Meditating at any age can help with that.
Wow, I love it. And I'll tell you right now, I can talk to you about this all day long. I love the concept. I love what you're doing. Just to give everybody listening, I'm going to read off a couple more of the of some of the contents of what's in the book, and that just stuck out to me. So Chapter 4, Your Mosaic of Habits, Everyday Opportunities to Super Age. Chapter 7, Surround Yourself with a Circle of Support and a Few Random Strangers. That's great stuff. And then Chapter 10, Keep Your Brain Fitness at Any Stage of Life. I mean, all these things, it's just such a super important work that you created. So that being said, Elise, if somebody's listening to this and if they want, well, two-part question. I know that you're offering some online yoga classes right now to help people get through what's happening. So I want you to talk a little bit about that, and then I want you to let people know a little bit more about how they can find that and your other works and books, please.
Great. So I'm teaching online yoga classes. The best way to find me is through Elise Marie Collins Yoga, either on Facebook or on Instagram. You can also just email me at the same email, Elise Marie Collins, my full name, at Gmail, if you want me to just send you a link for those online classes. I have them not every single day, but almost every day of the week. And I'm sorry, what was the last question?
You answered it. So how do people follow up?
Great.
And you told us about the classes. So that's perfect, Elise. So really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing, and with these new online yoga classes, and also your book, so Super Ager. So definitely, to the listeners, go out and grab that book. It's on Amazon, really easy to find. Literally just put in Super Ager in the search box, hit the enter button, and you will see it come up. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review. If you got value out of this, we hope you did. We hope you had fun listening, because we had fun making this for you. Oh, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give that a subscribe, and leave us some comments on the video and let us know what you thought and what kind of businesses and projects you're working on. We'd love to continue to connect in the YouTube community. And Elise, thanks for coming on the show.